Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or if you are new around here, then welcome to my channel. Today I am sharing our holiday homeschooling plans with you all, and today's video is in collaboration with Jessica from the Waldock Way and all of you, because today's video is part of mine and Jessica's monthly open homeschool show and tell collaboration series, where everybody who has a YouTube channel and homeschools is welcome to join us on that month's topic. So this month's topic is simple holiday homeschooling, or your holiday homeschooling plans, whichever way you want to take it. And if you are interested in making a video, you have until the end of the month to link up on our playlist here. You can always email me your link if you cannot figure out how to use the playlist link that I have down below. So if you want any more info on how to join our homeschool show and tell series, the info is in the description box down below. And if you just want to watch other people's videos and see what everyone else is doing in their homeschool, or how they're keeping things simple this year in their homeschool, make sure that you follow along with that playlist as the month goes on. So today I'm sharing what I think is probably my favorite year of homeschooling plans that we have here for the holiday season, and that's because I had my kids decide what they wanted to do. I'm very excited, and just a little reminder, for some people this might sound very complicated. For us, this is very simple because it's a combination of all the little things that we love and have done in our homeschool over the years. So it's little touches of things we already love. We're not learning anything new or taking a new project under our wings. So it's all very simple to us, but again, like I said, it could sound very complicated to other people. As a matter of fact, what we're doing in our homeschool is something that I watched other people do for years, but I couldn't take it, I couldn't make that an undertaking for myself until this year, and it kind of popped up this year as an option for me, and I'm really excited to do it in our own teenage type of way, since I have some older kids as well. So if you are interested in what our homeschooling plans are, then give this video a thumbs up and stay tuned. All right, so I have a couple of topics here to tackle. The first is some years we do a full stop on our homeschool and we just focus on Christmas schooling. As a matter of fact, that's what we mostly do. This year, we can't exactly do that because this year, my older 3 kids play football or cheer for our local school in town. And we live in Florida, so there's equal access laws. There's lots of laws around here that allow homeschooled athletes to either play for public or private school that they're zoned for. And so my oldest daughter is a varsity cheer captain. My oldest son played both varsity and JV with a state 6-quarter rule, which means he was able to be in both the JV games and the varsity games up to 6 quarters a week. So that was quite hectic for him. And then my younger son, who's also a middle schooler this year, was able to play middle school football. So it's been, so not only that, but the varsity team went deep into playoffs, kind of beyond what I wouldn't say like I didn't expect them to go that far, but I didn't, with the division changes this year, I didn't think playoffs were going to go into the end of November. That's not standard. Last year and the year before, the playoffs ended like the 2nd week of November with the state championship. So there were some division changes. I was not expecting it to go as far as it has, and we are just now football free as of this week. So it's been a long season. We kind of do a 3-quarter school day in the fall, and then we have a heavier spring season or 3-quarter school week. And that's why we don't start school until September, because conditioning and then the games begin in July and August. And so usually by September, we've got football going and we're used to that routine. We can start with school, and then by late October, early November, we're done, and we can just spend the rest of the school year all the way through to June, kind of making up a little bit here and there for what we do less of in September, October. We went further this year, and I don't want to lose all of December for my kids. And so this year we're going to try balancing my older 3's afternoons with just a little a few assignments. My daughter will still be doing her college work until mid-December anyway, so may as well give my boys some grammar and math and science reading in the afternoons, just to keep up so that we don't completely lose December and have to be making up so much in the spring for what I would like them to finish. So we will be doing our Christmas schooling up until about noon, and then in the afternoons when my little ones are done, that is when my older 3 will have maybe an hour, hour and a half of additional work. But it won't be a full course load, it'll just be a few things that I write down on their checklists for them to accomplish. So maybe not 5 grammar lessons a week, maybe 3, but we're still at least chipping away at things. That being said, almost every other year, I believe that I've shared here, we have done some sort of holiday unit study, and I have loved so many things that we have done in our homeschool, and a couple times we revisited things that we've done because we just wanted to do it one more time. This year, we were actually driving in the car. I had my kids take a vote, and I was like, guys, I'm trying to piece together our plans, and I want to know, do you want to do this unit study, that unit study, or a combination of a bunch of different things that I pieced together myself? Unanimous vote was that it was a combination of all the things we love. There are lots of little things that they love that we've done over the years in our different holiday homeschooling, and they all wanted to do a combination of those things. And so I'm really excited to piece that together. Now, when my older kids were younger, I used to see a lot of these little like Christmas school shelves where they would put little worksheets and packets and craft kits in these boxes, and kids would pick the boxes and that's what they would work on. And we were pretty deep into like all doing 5 in a row, or we've done Slow and Sacred Advent, we've done the campfire curriculum. We were pretty deep into that for a long time. And so I wasn't interested in trying to piece together a bunch of little crafts and things that I would have to muster up on my own. This year, I asked my kids to tell me what types of things they wanted to do on each different day in our holiday homeschool, and they kind of gave me all the ideas. So I'm just piecing these little kits together, and each day they'll choose one, and that's gonna be what we do for the day. So I'll explain more of that in a little bit, but all the things that we're piecing together are like handcrafts we've done over the years, or favorite books that we've read, or activities that we've done that they want to just do again a couple times. Our Christmas school rules last year are going to apply this year. Those Christmas school rules, we begin our day. I wrote it on our chalkboard last year, and it was always so funny. I'd be like, you must have a holly jolly time. You must be by sparkling lights. So this year I'm gonna do the same thing. You must have hot cocoa or tea to start the day. You must have a holly jolly time. You must play festive music, and you must be near a twinkly light or tree. And I think that the older my kids get, the cheesier I get, and the more they enjoy it. If we make it fun and silly like that, they're more likely to join in and kind of be tongue-in-cheek about it as well, but they actually really love it. And so I've kind of been the one to go out on a limb and be a little silly about it, and then they join right in, and it's not weird, you know what I mean? So I actually love this teenage homeschooling season so much, and because we have this history of tradition behind us, but we also still have a lot of joy and festive fun and silliness ahead of us. So it's a really fun season, and it's my favorite so far. So that being said, our holiday homeschooling plans, like I always do, are going to mimic our normal routine, and that's so that my younger ones don't completely lose the routine, and then when we come back in January, we're reestablishing everything. So we will still, like we do right now, we will still meet on the couch for our morning meeting, which is usually our Bible time. We watch World Watch News, we do our read aloud at that time. So that will be the same routine. We'll meet on the couch for our morning meeting at 8, and we will be doing during that time, I have this all written down here. I had set some other stuff on top of it. So during that morning meeting time, we'll still be gathering as normal. Our normal Bible study time, as we just read through scripture, will be replaced by our Advent readings. We've done the same Advent readings every year. We'll still do our read aloud. Our read aloud will just go from being a monthly book that I'm reading aloud to the kids to a different holiday book each week, and we'll read a little more. And some of the Christmas books are maybe a little bit of an easier read, and so we blow through it pretty quickly. But if it's a heftier book or so, instead of reading a chapter or 2 a day, I might read for 45 minutes to them that day. But I will have 3 books chosen for the 3 full weeks of December that we'll be doing school, and I will be getting through each book each week. This is how we've done it in years past, and it's worked out well. With that time, each week I have a different hands-on activity to do while I'm reading to keep everyone busy. So one of the requests that my kids had was making that old-fashioned garland. When we did Slow and Sacred Advent years ago, we made that traditional dried orange cranberry popcorn garland. My oldest actually is the one who requested that that be one of the things we do this year. My son requested that we read A Christmas Carol. And so I bought like the old Dover, well, back to the garland. All week long, we'll be just working on that garland as I read. The second one was the Dover coloring books of A Christmas Carol. They're a little bit more detailed coloring books. They also have the retelling of the story written down at the bottom, and that will keep hands busy. But instead of me reading that one aloud, I actually got a retelling of the story because they've all read A Christmas Carol except for my little two. So I got that on CD this year. It's that, The Gift of the Magi, and one other that they had actually studied in Redefining School. And I got that as a CD because the week that we read that, I will be out of town for a couple of days, and I want things to keep moving forward for them. And so either John or Bella will be here keeping things moving, depending on who's here. If my youngest is with a sitter, then Bella will just keep school going that morning, and Jessie. But just instead of having somebody read aloud to them, I got that on CD so that they'll be able to listen to about 20 minutes of that each day for the 5 days, and color along with it. I will rejoin them 2 days in. And so that way they don't lose out on their fun holiday homeschool just because I had pre-existing plans. And then for one of the weeks, which will probably be the first week, I have all the stuff. Bella and I actually just went to Michael's today and grabbed all this stuff. She has been instrumental in helping me prepare because she's so excited about all these homeschooling plans. And we got a bunch of little doodads and craft paper and stickers, and I have a ton of blank note cards. And I'm going to have the kids, this is only a little bit of what I got, a bunch of little things, stamp kits and craft paper and stuff for them to just work on making thank you cards for Christmas gifts all throughout that week. They'll be able to just work on some of it. We had a card maker come teach at our co-op last year, and so they all know how to do some of those card making, you know how to use like the raised foam and all that to make 3D cards. And so, and then my little ones of course will just want to like color and put stickers, but that way they have their thank you cards already prepared so that as they receive gifts throughout the Christmas season, they're prepared with their thank you cards. So the to recap, we will have our morning meeting Bible time, which will include our Advent reading as our scripture time, a different read aloud each week that while I'm reading, they will be working on a different handcraft, either popcorn garland or coloring pages as they listen along, or card making. And then of course, they'll watch their daily World Watch, and I got a fun New York, I don't remember what, I'll link it below. It's like the New York Post or New York Publishing, New York Puzzle something, advent calendar. I got one family advent calendar this year instead of individual ones, and each one has a different Christmas scene, and it's like a jigsaw puzzle for each day. And it looked really beautiful, and I thought it was something I could maybe resave or save to reuse year to year, but we'll see once it actually gets here. Then usually after our morning meeting time, which takes an hour to an hour and a half, I dismiss them to go ahead and get tidied up and ready for the day. Oftentimes they're just finishing breakfast, still in pajamas during that time. They can go settle their rooms for the day, get their hair done, get dressed, whatever else they need to do for the day. And then we reconvene for family subjects. And so that is when we will do our fun Christmas boxes where they pick something and whatever is in that box is the craft or activity du jour. And so we will just work on that until noon. So I do have a list of some of the different activities that I have, but remember, like I said earlier, a lot of these things are activities or crafts or things that we've done over the years for whole semesters at a time. So it's just a little revisit, and it's not something that I'm having to like reteach from scratch. So it's simple things that we enjoy, but if you were just to like create this list on your own and you've never done any of these things, it would be quite a headache. So I did have my kids just name all the things that they really wanted to be included on this list, and then I only had to come up with like 4 or 5 things. One of the things is that first of all, I have 15 listed here because there's 3 5-day homeschool weeks that we'll be doing Christmas school, and then we'll stop for the week of Christmas. So one of the things that they mentioned was they love when we do Christmas around the world. Every year we've done some kind of Christmas geography, whether that's projects that they do and present and recipes they make at like our co-op or a group. Some years we've just read a different Christmas around the world book. We've read about a different country every day. We have done Christmas around the world a few different ways, but I had to of course include that because that's the first thing they mentioned. So this year I did something new. I bought the Universal Yums holiday box for them, and I got a book that I'm gonna read to them one day as our like Christmas around the world day, so a single day. And it's like walking the world at Christmas time. I think it's a flat book. It's beautiful. I had to buy it used. I'm not sure if it's in print or not anymore, but between the Universal Yums box and that book, that will be one of the things they open, and that will be our stretch of homeschool that day. 2 of the days will be a movie day with a go-along packet. So I've already decided on one. I just got them from Teachers Pay Teachers, and it's Home Alone 2 Lost in New York. We're gonna be doing watching that movie, and I found a go-along packet with like story starter prompts and different like math sheets and things that go along with that movie, so like a class movie day. So I have 2 of those days listed in here. I have to pick another movie. So if you have any Christmas movie ideas that are like fun to make like a classroom style lesson out of, let me know. I know I could probably just find any of the classics and find a packet to go along with it on Teachers Pay Teachers. But also at Target, I got these movie snack boxes. So I'm going to put the learning packet in with these snack boxes, and we have a popcorn machine, and that will be what they open one day, or 2 different days. 2 other days, it was highly requested by my older ones that we do watercolor projects with Let's Make Art on YouTube. So I already know I'm gonna do the snow globe project as one of them, and I'm trying to decide on the other because we have done quite a few of the Let's Make Art projects. So I have to decide on the second one so that I can have all the right supplies in the box ready to go. I'm trying to make it like open and go style because I will not have time. I know at Christmas time we do a lot of hosting in the evenings and things to be going and finding supplies. So if it needs graphite paper or the certain brushes or tools, I want to make sure I already have that in a box. So 2 watercolor days. 2 of the days I have just like fun days. So I got a couple different Christmas Mad Libs. I got a few different Christmas board game type of trivia games or card games. Like for example, there was one called, it's kind of like taco, cat, goat, cheese pizza, but it's like Christmas version. And then another one was almost like a Yahtzee Christmas style. So Mad Libs and a couple Christmas games in a box. That will be for 2 different days. And I just thought it would be fun. Maybe we're coming off of, I'm hoping to just let them choose different bins and go for the day with whatever they open. And so I thought it would be really fun coming off of maybe a couple of art project days to just have a little break in the schedule and have just play a card game and do some silly Mad Libs and just let that kind of go for the day as long as they will. So that was 2 days. One of the days, if you remember last year, I handcrafted was wood whittling, and that's what my boys have been continuing on this year. So I found a nice simple Christmas tree ornament whittling project that my older ones can all do. And then I also bought just wooden Christmas trees for my girls, my younger girls, to paint as gifts. So every year my kids create an ornament for grandparents, and so I thought that would be the good one to do this year because the project I found on YouTube, they paint it afterwards. So then they'll have wooden painted Christmas tree ornaments to give out this year. That one will take like 2 to 3 hours, so I might put a little mark on that box and choose that one day for them when I know we have more time. Let this be an encouragement to you guys who are really trying to get a love of nature study into your younger kids. My 14-year-old son always requests that we do nature walks or nature study together. He loves those. Those are some of his favorite memories in our homeschool. So he and my almost 12-year-old both requested that we do Christmas nature study. So I have two projects or two nature themes that I found and got some like packets online or pulled together resources that we've used over the years. One is a combo that's like the cold moon and the winter solstice. I am going to plan to do that one with the kids on December 4th since that's the cold moon, and also use that as a little revisit to the winter solstice. I know that won't be till later, but we won't be doing school during the winter solstice, so it'll be a little like moon type of a day. And then the other one was coniferous trees, and that's an easier Christmas theme to do in Florida because we don't have a lot of the Christmas plants that you would find in any other type of Christmas study. So that'll be a fun one as well. And I've got really fun resources to go along with that. And they'll do some nature journaling and some daylight tracking and some pine cone things and all of that. But those are 2 different days of nature study. 2 of the days I will be out of town, and so for those days I try to make it really simple if it's my dad or John or my oldest kind of leading the charge that day. So I got the, for one of the days I got the Lego, it's like the big Christmas Lego set tree thing for my older 3 to work on together. And then for my younger ones, I got this like Lego ornament kit because they like to just, you know, fool around with Legos too, but they're not gonna sit there and do one of those like 18 and up Lego sets. And then the other day, while I'm out of town, it will be one of those Mad Libs and board game days I mentioned. Some of these I'll have like a mark on that's assigned to a day, and then some of these it'll just be like, all right guys, you pick a box to do today. So we've got 2 days that are like half days because we have our Bible study that will be continuing until a certain point in the month, but pretty early on still. So for one half day, we have, what was that? What does that say? Oh, yes, okay, this is so fun. One of the half days will be this. They'll open this, it's like a gingerbread, I got a tablecloth, and I got 2 of these pre-built gingerbread houses. I splurged this year and got the pre-built ones because if we're doing it during school when John's not here, I'm not gonna try to hold together 5 different gingerbread houses while they dry. I'm not really fun when I'm under that kind of pressure. So pre-built, it was worth the $6 upcharge per box for the pre-built ones. So that'll be one of our kind of like fun school days. And then the other one where we have our Bible study for the first half of the day is a Christmas beeswax candle making kit. They've all enjoyed those different kits over the years. One of the days we're going to do a World War I Christmas, was it the truce or treaty? Yeah, World War I truce, I believe. That was on Christmas Day, and we're gonna do that escape room for my older ones. And then we also get all sorts of, we have tons of Christmas books. We've got a bunch of, like, my girls get the Young, Wild, and Friedman Play-Doh kits. So when I print that and start to prepare it, if I feel like my 8-year-old can't hang, I'll come up with an alternative activity for my girls that day. But for the most part, with the escape rooms that I buy that are geared more toward middle and high schoolers online, she can hang as long as one of the kids is being kind of her guide through those. And those are simple. They're like, I usually get them on Teachers Pay Teachers or Etsy, and they're just printable escape rooms with different puzzles to solve. And you just kind of like put them all over your house, and they travel room to room and read stories and decode passages, and you have a final answer sheet kind of a thing. It usually takes them an hour or 2, and it's really fun. They enjoy that. We just did one the week of Halloween. That was really fun. I like to bring those in when I don't know what to do with them for a history project. Like if we're reading about a subject in history and I can't like find an activity or a project to go along with it, I can always find an escape room, and it just helps solidify what they're learning about. And then the very last one I have here, box number 15, was a request, a unanimous request from all of them that we do the Nutcracker again this year. So They all loved, 2 years ago we did Delightfully Feasting's Nutcracker ballet study as our we did that instead of a composer that term. They loved that. So last year they wanted to hit the Nutcracker again. And so we did a Nutcracker themed tea time, and we used the resources from Delightfully Feasting to some of the books and some of the stories we did again. Just for that little tea time. And so they want to do that again this year. So I believe this Nutcracker tea time might be the way we end our holiday homeschooling and kick off Christmas break every year, because that was well, you're doing that, right? That's how we're ending it, right? That's how we're closing down school for the year, right? It's Nutcracker tea time. So I still have a lot of little plates and cups that I saved from last year that went along with a theme that we didn't use all of. So I'll be able to pull those out of our storage bins here soon, put that in a box and mark it for the final day of our holiday homeschool. I got a book to go along with it that's new to them this year, that's more about the orchestra. And then we will watch probably the New York version of it this year, because we've seen some of the other ones. And so we'll try to watch a different movie. Our local theater also does a showing of the Nutcracker. If we can't catch a live showing, or we don't want to just watch a YouTube version, we could always try to time that with going to see it at our local movie theater as well. So that will be the final day of our holiday homeschooling. So to recap, because this is a very long video and it sounds like a lot, and it is a lot, but to me it's not. To me, this is my version of simple with the kids that, you know, are used to these types of things. We will have our morning meeting time, and it will be our Bible time, but it will be Advent style. We will then move into a time where they choose a different box every day, and it has a different handcraft activity, fun movie packet, fun book study, something like that each day. And then after lunch, my older ones will have an hour to an hour and a half of assignments that will just keep them on pace so that we don't have to make up for lost time come January, like grammar and math lessons, science lessons, or even logic or Plutarch study, just so that we're continuing on with some of those things and not losing it completely before going back to school in January. So those are my holiday homeschooling plans. I'm excited to do another video where I kind of show you what it actually looks like when I put it all into the bins, and you see what these little boxes that I'm piecing together, and bags, because it won't all fit in boxes, look like, so that the kids have fun choosing and being a little surprised each day, just doing some of our favorite traditions. And yeah, so I will do that video here in the next couple of weeks. I promise you guys I'll make that video. I know sometimes I say I'll get this video up and then life takes over, but I have to put all these things together. They can't just all stay in a pile. They have to go in their proper boxes and be in order. So I will get that video to you guys soon. If you guys have a video that you want to share on this month's topic, all the info is in the description box down below. And if you just want to be inspired by a bunch of people's holiday homeschooling plans, make sure you check out that playlist down below. And if you peek back through on my channel over the years at Christmas time, we have done a ton of different unit studies and holiday homeschooling styles, and I haven't regretted any of them. We have always had a wonderful time in December, so I'm excited to do something a little new this year, and hopefully this is one that we just continue on with, because I think that this is going to be a lot of joy and some ways to keep the tradition woven in that we can't get to every night of the week as well. We can't do gingerbread houses and popcorn garland and watch every Christmas movie and read every Christmas story and do every puzzle in the evenings. And so it's kind of fun to piece it into school and make it fit there as well, just to keep all of the things that they want to do and love doing on the agenda woven into our school day as well. So like I said, if you guys want to check out any of those videos, info is in the description box down below. If you don't have a YouTube channel, let me know in the comments down below what some of your plans are this upcoming holiday season in your homeschool. And I will see you guys soon for probably some more holiday content, because we're rocking and rolling over here. We're seeing a lot of red and green stuff start to get mixed in with our pumpkins over here. So I will see you guys very soon. Bye guys.